Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wine 3 Online. Today, Clinitest and dilutions. Today, brought to you by Schoen Farm and Schoen Farm Wines. Just when I thought Sonoma County couldn't get any better, I saw the view from Schoen Farm. Okay, so let's talk about Clinitest. So what did we do when we tested a wine using Clinitest? Well, we had a little bit of wine. We had a beaker, right? And we had a little bit of wine in that beaker. Let's go with some red wine here. And we took our Clinitest, we took 5 drops of that, and we put it in our test tube, right? 5 drops. And then we added our Clinitest tablet. Doesn't that look like a tablet? Well, okay. So, more or less, that's our tablet. We added our tablet and we waited for our color change, right? And if we were lucky, we got a color that showed our wine was less than 1%, right? And that's in our range. We can tell the difference. But if we were unlucky, we had a value that was greater than 2%, right? We had that nice orange-yellow color, which looks beautiful, but it says our wine is greater than 2%. And so we're outside the range that can be tested by our Clinitest. So what do? We just did a dilution, right? So we did, say, a 2x dilution. We'll talk about dilution factors in just a sec. But we did a 2x dilution, right? So now we have a wine. It's not quite as concentrated. And we did the same thing, right? We put our 5 drops into the test tube, we added our tablet, and we got a nice color. And hopefully now our color was somewhere between 0 and 1%. So we were on the scale of the Clinitest assay, and we could tell exactly, or at least reasonably close, what our sugar percent was, okay? So, what happened here was when we did the dilution, when we tested in the second instance here at the bottom, we were testing the sugar content of our diluted wine, right? So this is our diluted wine. And this was our original wine up here. So we tested the concentration of our diluted wine, right? So this is the concentration of diluted wine, which is all well and good, but it doesn't tell us what the concentration is in our original wine. You know, we want to know the sugar in our wine itself, not in the diluted wine. So we need to finish this off by multiplying by the dilution factor. All right, in this case, the dilution factor was 2, right? We did a 2x dilution. So we would multiply the result, the concentration of our diluted wine, we would multiply that by 2x to get the actual concentration of sugar in our original wine. All right, so dilution factors. So if we use a dilution factor, and you might see this abbreviated DF, if our dilution factor was 2x, what does that mean? That means we have 1 part wine, we have 1 part water, total is 2 parts. All right, so let's say this is parts total. Clean that up a little bit. Okay, so that's parts total, 2 parts. All right, so if we're going to multiply our result by 2, right? So if we had say the diluted wine, I'm running out of space here, but let me squeeze this in. If the diluted wine had a sugar concentration of 0.5 Our original wine, then, we need to multiply that 0.5 by 2. Our original wine would be 1.0%, right? All right, pretty straightforward. If we have a dilution factor of 3x, then we have 1 part wine, 2 parts water, 3 parts total. All right, so the concentration of our diluted wine solution, that is the solution that we're going to check the concentration of by Clinitest, that's going to be only 1/3 as concentrated as the original wine. So we're going to have to multiply the concentration of our diluted wine by 3 to get the original wine. So if our diluted wine, say, ended up to be 0.75%, we need to multiply that by 3. That would mean our original wine was 2.25%. And we may have to dilute by even more because maybe our wine had a lot of sugar. So maybe we do a 10x dilution, 1 part wine, 9 parts water, 10 parts total. We multiply our result by 10. Then if we had a 0.5% original, that means our wine had 7.5% sugar. Pretty sweet. So that's how you handle dilution factors. I was going to make one more point, and I don't remember what that is, but I'm sure it'll come back to me, and we'll touch on it in class. Hopefully that helps a little bit. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Have a great day, and I'll see you in class.